Mike, do you support continuing the policy of paying farmers to not grow food?
Now we enter the minefield. Farming and food subsidies, as you saw from the recent, gargantuan farm bill, is really contentious, and you get opinions across the range of the spectrum. It's often pitched to us as the frame of this is protect and defend the family farm, mom and pop, and that is the Norman Rockwell fantasy that by and large does not exist anymore. We have agribusiness, we have Cargill, we have Monsanto, we have Archer Daniels Midland. Those are the recipients, by and large, of these farm subsidies. So I would argue for reformation of this long-standing and antiquated practice of paying to let fields lie fallow, and fundamentally readdressing how we grow food in America, locally grown, organic based, so we can drive the economic benefit of our good local growers, of our People's Co-op and OB, good healthy food, not Monsanto Franken food. So we need to fundamentally readdress that and do the right thing by our farmers.
Susan?
Thank you. And, it's true. You would think that those of us from San Diego might not get as engaged in the Farm Bill. And I know that I went to Congress and I thought, well, I don't have to worry about that because I don't have any farmers in my district. But the reality is we all eat. I do. And so it does become important to us, the way those subsidies are used. I have to admit, we weren't all enthusiastic about this Farm Bill. But one of the reasons that I think Nancy Pelosi and others got involved in this in a different way is because there was a real opportunity here to do something in the area of nutrition that had never been done before. And so there was a broader look at how you address the needs of communities, the needs of people for good, nutritious food. And so a lot of the effort in that bill was focused on that. I think that it is important to look at how we encourage people to do the best that they can and to provide I was looking at you and I didn't see the stop sign. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, Susan, how will you work to stop the excessive spending on military, instead on making friends, not enemies? Gee, is this a Democratic group or is this a Democratic group?
Right. Well, my focus on the Armed Services Committee, and some people are critical of me being on Armed Services, but my focus has been on people. Because as chair of the Personnel Committee, that's what I care about. I care about the families, and in fact, I've become a little like a mother hen, I think, to my colleagues, because I really am looking out for them every single day. And the reason for that is because I think as a nation we have to do that. I just voted against $1 billion that they tried to take out of, we tried to take out of some missile defense, and I wanted to put it into personnel accounts, and so that's where I voted in non-proliferation, and I'll continue to do that. But I do think that we have to look to the quality of life issues. I've had bills which supported our families to make sure they get benefits that they're supposed to get, even when their loved ones are at war. I've supported education benefits. Certainly the GI Bill, I was a big supporter of that, and I will continue to do that. We have many, and I mentioned earlier my work on not having the military involved in a host of things, and that's another big issue. Thank you.
How would you go about, I'm sorry, I did it again. I'm not all together today. I apologize.
Thank you, Betty. All's well.
I apologize, Mike.
The military spending, and I want to take the moment first to acknowledge Susan Davis's leadership as the chair of the Military Personnel Subcommittee. I think it was merited, and I think that Ms. Davis has done well there. But we have seen this incredible increase in the Pentagon's budget. And it's increased 70% over the last 4 years. Where is the money going? And of course, the Republicans wave the flag and talk about supporting the troops and want to define all military spending in terms of the personnel, but that's not true. Yes, we need to stand by our military personnel. We need to make sure that soldiers, veterans, troops have health benefits, everything that they need. But we need to take a deep, hard look at who we are and how we're letting Congress spend our tax dollars. There is a company called Titan Corporation They are a private contractor. And a man who I met worked for them, Mazin al-Nashi. He lost his sight in the line of duty. Titan dropped him. That is wrong. That's an incredible abuse. Why has Titan not lost their contract? And Titan, who has been generous enough to give more than $20,000, including L3, to my opponent, why has Titan been not as generous in rehabilitating Mr. Mazin al-Nashi's eyesight?
Okay. This is the last question.
How could you help him? He's blind, nobody helps a civilian with Titan. Could you help him? Could you help a civilian? Him injured in the war in Iraq? They are close for the crack. We need somebody to stand to help him. He's a blind disabled, they want everybody to come dead. They don't want somebody to come disabled from the war in Iraq. We need somebody to step in and help them.
Have you come to see us? Have you come to see us? I don't know that he's come to see us.
I went to Duncan Hunter. He said if he was wearing bikini or he was wearing U.S. Army, we're not going to help him because we have a strong business relationship with Titan.
Oh, well, you didn't come to us.
Well,
You didn't come to us.
I think we've run out of time for questions. There was one last question, which the screeners and I decided not to ask, but I will tell you what it was, because it wasn't a fair question for either one of them. It was, who would you support for president? But we're not asking that. Okay, go into closing remarks. Mike, you are first. First of all, let me apologize. I've done this many times. It's the first time I have goofed as much as I have before. That's because my husband's here for the first time, and I want to show him how well I do.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Well-
Mike. You're
well,
on.
Ms. Weinberg, I think we all believe in second chances and redemption.